I'm on the air. Okay, well, welcome finally everyone to our Paid to Save event. Thank you to those of you joining us online. Whether you're watching this now or later, my number is going to be on the screen throughout the presentation, even when we bring up our invited guests from California. So if you have any questions as the night goes on, please feel free to text me and we will get your questions answered. Same with you guys. If you have a question, just feel free to text me, and I'm sure somebody next to you has my number if you don't. So welcome. I'm very excited that you guys are all here. It's been an amazing last week. All of us were in Las Vegas for our big conference. Paid to Save is about 2.5 years old, and we're booming. If you've ever heard about being in the right place at the right time, this is certainly the company to be in, because as we all know, everything is mobile, everything's apps nowadays, and it's very cool. I came into the business about 1.5 years ago. Actually, I just had my 1.5 year anniversary like 3 days ago, and it's just been an amazing journey. I brought Paid to Save to Indiana. Nobody knew about it, and a lot of people probably would have told me and did tell me just to wait a little bit until it really gets going before you put your hard work and effort and money into it. Well, I had already put my money into it, so I thought, well, if I don't start it here, someone else will. And so we started out with a very small group of people, and it's grown drastically. Now I have people, I think, in 9 different states, and the cool thing about Paid to Save is you can take it anywhere you go. So for me, traveling, I am a gospel singer, and I travel all over the states and the world, and so it's cool because as I go, I tell people, just do it as you go. A lot of you in here have a job, and you have a full-time job, and you can't devote all your time to this, but the nice thing is you just do it as you go, and as the people come in across your path, you can share about this free mobile app and about all of the other things that we're going to talk about. But before I introduce our speaker tonight, I want to show a little video that's about 2 minutes long, and it's kind of a new teaser video that they brought out last week at conference. So without further ado, we're going to start a video, and I will be quiet. Right. Oh, I think I have to start it. How did I get to be where I am? Right. What about sound?
It's muted.
Oh, it's muted. It's muted. There we go.
We now live in a digital mobile age, and it's changing everything. Group says that access to a premium by saving people money. Amazon is poised to be the world's largest retailer, and they don't have a single store.
Is there volume?
Change the taxi industry.
Thank you.
In just a few short years. They are valued $50 billion, and yet they don't own a single cab. Blockbuster passed up the chance to buy Netflix for $50 million. Today, Netflix is watched by more people than any cable network in America, and is valued at $25 billion. Blockbuster didn't see that people want things in a digital form. Airbnb connected travelers with renters, and now is worth more than $25.5 billion. And they don't own a single hotel, not a single. eBay connected buyers and sellers in a new way. Exploded. And they don't own a store. Now they are valued at nearly $70 billion. That's 12 times as much as Sears and JCPenney's combined. Facebook generated 1.3 billion members and over $100 billion without ever running one single advertisement. Word of mouth is more powerful. So what if there was a new app where local merchants could advertise completely for free? It would be a new way to reach consumers, a better way. And what if consumers wanted that app because it could save them money everywhere? And what if you could earn money as your friends use the app simply by doing what you do best, sharing something you love? And what if the app was totally free for all until we passed 1 million users? A million app march. Sound like a wave? A movement? Blockbuster didn't see it coming. Do you? Join the revolution.
Join the revolution. All right. All right, get the lights here. All right, so anyway, I'm really excited. This is a brand new video, but it's just exciting to be at the forefront of an opportunity because I know I'm young, but I have always heard if you found the right place at the right time, you hear of Facebook and Google and Apple, and I know people that have invested in those companies. And there was a time when those companies kind of went under before they went up, right? And so the people that backed out and took their money, they're really kicking themselves because now, obviously, there's a computer in every household. And everyone thought Steve Jobs was crazy when he said that back in the 70s, right? So this is kind of one of those opportunities, and it's really easy for me to be up here excited because I've seen it work. I've only been in it a year and a half, and I do it very part-time because, as those of you know me, I travel pretty full-time overseas. So it's been very exciting, and I've been so blessed by the money coming in, even when I'm not here working it, and you just get paid on Monday. So I'm very excited for you guys to hear about this. I know there's a lot of new brand partners in the room, and then there's a lot of new people in the room. So we happen to have a guy named Todd Strand in our midst, and he's from California, and he is, we call him the myth, the legend, we call him the voice of Paid to Save because he's on all the calls and the videos that you hear, and we're just so incredibly grateful that he's out here. So there's a lot of you guys that didn't get to go to conference in Las Vegas, and so we're going to, tonight you're going to be able to hear some of the exciting news. One of the exciting things is that we just went international last week, which is huge for any of you guys that know anyone overseas, even if it's one person, because we know how that domino effect happens. So that's just one of many, but I'm going to let Todd tell you guys more in depth about everything. And but if you guys would help me welcome Mr. Todd Strand from California. There you go.
Thank you so much. Well, hello, Indiana. Yeah. It's amazing. I've seen this room so many times, and pictures on Facebook. I've watched the live streams. I've seen Lydia here. I've seen Todd Sasser here, but I've never been here. I feel like I'm at the Copa, right? I finally got to do the Copa. And so anyway, I'm excited to be. How many of you were in Vegas with us? Yeah. Okay, quite a few. Right? Round of applause. Thank you for coming out. And for the rest of you, we're going to try to bring, our Vegas conference to you guys tonight and give you a pretty good overview as to some of the major announcements we did at that conference. Now, I recognize some of you might be new, so I'm going to try to blend this all together and give you a sense as to who we are as a company, where we're going, why we're exploding, and of course, why you might want to get involved with us. As you saw in that video there a moment ago, we have a mobile app that you can download for free. Okay? F-R-E-E. How much does it cost? Free. And this is an app that can save you money all over town. Walmart, PetSmart, Kmart, Target, Best Buy, JCPenney's, Outback Steakhouse, Arby's, McDonald's, and a few other small retailers like this, right? And so we have 9,000 big box retailers. But the holy grail is really the local merchants. Okay, that's what we're really after. And in our first year, we got 3,500 merchants, local merchants, in our very first year. Now understand, we got 3,500 merchants asking the merchant to pay to come on board. They had to pay us 10% of any revenue we generated. So if we generate money for you, you got to give me 10%. We were still better than Groupon. We were 1/5 the price of Groupon. And in Temecula, California, where I live, we have 6 times as many restaurants as what Groupon has. So we had a great concept. But we kept hearing this reoccurring objection from some of the merchants. They had this idea that if they got on the app, people could kind of come in and push the button and say, I want this deal, and they were afraid that they would be charged even if the customer didn't proceed to pay money at the cash register. And we heard that time and time again. So we decided to reverse that model. And so we now made it 100% completely free for any merchant to come onto our mobile app. Now I want you to think about this. The future of marketing is this right here, okay? All you have to do is walk into any restaurant, any Starbucks, any place you go, and you'll see everybody doing this. I mean, even at home. Some of you are homes, right? I mean, you guys are all sitting around in the living room and everyone's just doing this, right? And so everyone's staring at their screens. Where do you think the future of marketing is? It's right here. This is the new television set right here. This is where everything is going. It's going to the mobile phone. This is the one device you will not leave home without. And for some of you that went to work this morning, right, even if you were late, if you forgot your mobile phone, you're probably about to be later. Because we can make it throughout the day without our wallet, but we cannot make it throughout the day without our mobile phones. We are 100% dependent upon this. And so the future of marketing is how do you go out and be able to reach the consumer on this device? That's the new battle that's happening. That's the new opportunity. We're sitting here in the midst of the mobile revolution. Now, if you want to make a lot of money 30 years ago, it was the computer revolution. If you wanted to make a lot of money 20 years ago, it was the internet revolution. If you want to make a lot of money 10 years ago, it was the social networking revolution. But today, it's the mobile revolution, okay? Now, how many of you remember a company called Netscape? Okay? Everyone just admitted their age. I didn't have to say how many of you are over this age, right? Raise their hands, you just kind of admitted your age. Now, for the younger people in the room, they're like, Netscape? What's that, right? I'll do it backwards. You all know Google Chrome, okay? We all know Mozilla Firefox. We all know Internet Explorer. But the original one was actually Netscape. It was actually developed in Champaign, Illinois, my hometown, by Mark Andreessen. It was a program called Mosaic. And this is what allowed people to get onto the internet. It was a brand new idea. And back then, it was a free browser. You can download the browser for free. And there was this epic battle that took place. Everyone's like, download my browser. No, download my browser. No, download my browser. It's a free browser. Why are they doing battle over a free browser? Because if you use their browser, it means they control access to the internet. It means they control search. It means they get to control all of the ads that happen. It means they get a piece of everything that happens. That make sense? Now, on mobile phones, do we use browsers or do we use apps? Yes. We use apps. So the new battle, and it's just begun, is no, download my free mobile app. No, download my free mobile app. Because if you have our mobile app on your phone, we have the ability to communicate with your phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We can actually drop messages right on your phone anytime. In fact, I was in a Dairy Queen just down the street, just before we came to the meeting tonight, right? I dropped in and got a drink, right? And, if that Dairy Queen were to happen to get on our mobile app, and by the way, they can get on our app for how much? Free. How much? Free. It's free advertising for the merchant, right? The hottest platform there is in marketing that costs them absolutely nothing. How many sandwich shops, taco shops, yogurt shops, you name it, would like to have free advertising? All of them. Right? Most of them, right? All of them. And so we have the ability that if you just happen to drive by one of our merchants, a little push notification can show up on your phone and say, hey, by the way, come on in, we got a great deal for you. And what's it cost the merchant? Nothing. So all these merchants start coming onto our mobile app, and we got 3,500 in our first year, we'll get 30,000 in our second year because they had to pay before. Now it's completely free. Now, if we have all of these local merchants where you can buy one, get one free, you can get 30% off on oil change, you can get $20 in dry cleaning for $12, you can get 20% off your sushi. That's not really a Midwest thing, that's a California thing. I'm from Illinois. When I got to California, everyone wanted to go eat sushi. You go eat sushi, and they had this raw fish. I'm like, you guys on a grill around here? I'm not eating raw fish. Now I'm addicted to it. But, at first it was like, you're going to eat that? So anyway, but you get save money all over town. So if you have all of these local merchants on a mobile app where people can save money, how many people do you think might want that mobile app on their phone? Now, what's it cost to download our app? Free. So it's free for the merchant and it's free for the consumer. Now, the big box retailers will always be free. You can always do the big box retail. But on the local merchants, at some point, we are going to flip the switch, and if you want to access the local deals, it's going to cost you money. All right? But here's the question. If you could go to Dairy Queen tonight and save $5, I have a $5 coupon, but I was going to charge you $1 to get that $5 coupon. Would you pay me $1 to get the $5 coupon? Now, why would you do that? Makes sense. Because it makes sense. Because you're money ahead, right? In fact, you'd be $4 ahead, right? Would you spend $2 if I had a $10 coupon? Would you spend $3 if I had a $15 coupon? Would you spend $4 to save 20? Yeah, because did it cost you 4? Did it make you 16? It made you 16, right? So once we pass 1 million downloads on our mobile app, we'll begin to charge for the app. But not until then. Why? Because it's all about creating momentum. It's all about becoming relevant in the marketplace. We're borrowing a page from Facebook. When Facebook first got started, how many of you have seen that movie, The Social Network? When Facebook first got started, it was all about give it away for free, give it away for free. How are we going to make money? Don't worry about that today. Keep giving it away for free, because eventually if enough people get on our platform, we'll have so many people on the platform, every company in the world is going to show up and want to do business with us. Why? Because we have all the eyeballs. That makes sense? So if we have over 1 million people on our platform, the big box retailers all want to be our best friend. They want to give us exclusive deals. They want to pay us more money for each deal that we get them. We got companies who want to come and put products on our app. The question is, what comes first? Do you get the million customers, or do you get the great deals that get you the million customers? It's that chicken or egg thing, right? Which came first, the million customers or the great deals that get you the million customers? And we have the ability to go out there and do it 100% completely for free. Why? Because we have a lot of other ways that we monetize in our company. We have a lot of other things that we do that help people save money, that make us huge money, that today we can put the merchants on for free, we can give the app away for free, we can make everybody love us and love you, right? Man, I love that pay to save app. Save me money everywhere. And as we continue to grow, some point we'll flip the switch, and then you guys will start cashing large checks. And everyone's going to say, man, you're so lucky. Yeah, you should have been with us way back when in the Wafford Theater, right? But that's how it works, right? I mean, for the people who were there in Mark Zuckerberg's dorm room back in 2004, man, you're so lucky. Really, you should have been back there in 2004 when we were drawing the stuff up on a window. We had no idea if it was even going to work. It took him years to get it off the ground, by the way. You know, when you look at Facebook and how it first started, it wasn't what you see today. It was more of a mashup about, which chick was hotter, right? It was more of a dating type of a service, who was single. It was for guys who were afraid to ask women out, hey, maybe I can figure out all about her online. I mean, it was more of that. It wasn't what it is today. You kind of started something else and kind of evolved, right? And so that's one of the big announcements we made as a company. And I think you guys are going to be able to go out there and just crush this thing with that. Now, I'm going to walk you guys through a slideshow, I think. Do we have a slideshow? Do we have a clicker?
Yes. No clicker.
No clicker. All right?
Where's all your help with?
You can't get good help these days. All right, then what do you do that? So I'm going to walk you guys through a slideshow. There's a number of other things that we do as a company. If you look at the top 3 selling things that happen to happen on a mobile app, number 1 is food. That's the number 1 thing that happens on a mobile app. I don't care if you call it Groupon, call it Living Social, call it Amazon Local, call it Pay to Save. The number 1 category is food. Everybody wants to get the buy 1 pizza, get 1 free. Everybody wants to get the great deal on food. Why? Because we tend to eat a couple times a day, right? It's the thing you can do the most frequent. So food's number 1. Number 2 is entertainment. People like to get the entertainment deals. They want to be able to go, do the rock climbing. They want to be able to do the bowling. They want to be able to do the, the go-go karts or the putt-putt golf or whatever it might be. Number 2 is entertaining. Number 3 is travel. Travel is the 3rd best-selling category on a mobile app. People don't go to work and dream of going home and doing chores. That's not what we dream about doing, right? How many of you, if you had all the time and all the money in the world, what would you do? It's the universal answer. I don't care where you go, what part of the world you go, you can ask anybody that question. If you had all the time and all the money in the world, what would you do? And the answer is always travel. And since day 1 in our company, we've had an uncanny ability to help people travel at true wholesale prices. And you're going to see us continue to expand that. We expanded it at our conference, and we're building some stuff right now that will absolutely blow you guys away. I'm sworn to triple net secrecy. I'm the greatest leak in the business, right? But even I can't tell you, right? Even I can't tell you yet, but I'm dying to. And so anyway, we got some cool things coming, but it is in the area of travel. And it's giving people the ability to travel for less than what would you normally pay on Expedia, Orbitz, Travelocity, these kinds of places. And let me give you an example. I got a buddy, Greg Wafford. How many of you know who Greg is? Some of you met him at the conference, right? Known Greg for 20 years. Him and his wife, Cassie, they have 2 boys, and their boys are in Scouts. And they had this big conference down in Alabama. And we were just testing these travel dollars. I'm going to talk about travel dollars tonight. When you join our company, we're going to give you guys a ton of travel dollars. Now, what are travel dollars? So my buddy Greg goes down to Alabama. They got to get a hotel room. The normal price for that hotel room is $85. I don't care what site you go to. You can go to Orbitz, you can go to Travelocity, you can go to hotels.com. It's $85 to stay there. But he paid $85. Instead of having to pay $85 cash, he paid $35 cash, and he paid $50 travel dollars. So 35 plus 50 adds up to 85, right? How many of you would rather pay $35 a night to be at that hotel than $85, right? We have the ability to help people do that all over the world. So when you have these travel dollars, it allows you to buy the rate down below what you see on the normal retail sites. So when you go to Orbitz, you go to Expedia, you go to Travelocity, you go to wherever you normally go, they're going to show you the public price. They're going to show you the retail price. And for the most part, they all have the same price. I mean, sometimes they vary a little bit. This one's a little higher, this one's a little lower. But they all have the same price. The travel dollars that we're going to give you allow you to buy down to what's called the true net rate. Okay, that means that's the true wholesale price. If you go any lower, somebody's losing money. And so you can buy the rate down, and sometimes you can stay there. As I mentioned, my buddy Greg, instead of paying $85, he paid $35. In Vegas, David Hart, our CEO and founder, before the conference, not this most past time, it was like 3 weeks ago. We were there. We were doing an event. We were meeting with some people. It was a Friday night, and we were supposed to go back to Temecula. Well, Dave was bringing his mom back over on Sunday for her birthday. And so he says, you know what, I'm just going to stay. There's no point in me going back. So he wants me to drive his truck back, right? I'm staying. And so we go online, and the price for the Rio that particular weekend for the next 3 days is going to be $500. He used $250 in travel dollars, actually $260, and he was able to stay there for $240. So how many people across the world do you think would like to have stayed there for $240 versus $500? And again, if we have the ability to show people how to do that, and not just Vegas, but all over the world, 400,000 different hotels and resorts, how many people do you think might like that idea? Because most people would love to travel. You're going to see us continue to expand our capability. Now, right now, as a company, you guys can not only get involved with our company, and you can actually, and when you get started with our company, we're going to load you up with these travel dollars so that you can begin to travel at true wholesale prices. We're also going to give you what we call dining dollars, because most people like to eat out. And we actually have 75,000 restaurants where you can eat out for a fraction of the normal price. So that's something else that we do as a company. And so again, we got travel, we got food, we got entertainment, we got the mobile app. Those are the main things we do. Now we have a couple of other things we do to help people save money as well. Some of you might have our medical discounts. We have a thing called Teledoc. We have a pharmacy plan, a vision plan. We have a dental plan that happens to come from Aetna, a little bitty insurance company where you can save up to 50% when you're getting your teeth cleaned. And so we have a number of other ways that we help people save money. But again, the primary categories are food, eating out, entertainment, and travel. And we'll continue to expand those capabilities. And as you guys go out with our mobile app, and every merchant you walk into, you have the ability to put them on that mobile app 100% completely free of charge. Now, something else. If you put a merchant on our mobile app for free, how much does it cost? Free. That merchant can also be a brand associate, meaning a partner with our company, also for free. And so that's one of the incentives for putting merchants on the platform. So, by the way, don't worry about are we PowerPoint now?
We're getting there.
Is it getting there? Okay. So if it's not working, don't worry about it.
No, I just had to do Windows updates
Okay.
of all times.
Of all times. Hey. Maslow's law, whatever can go wrong will go wrong, right? All right, we're getting through this, right?
Right.
Okay, so if you put a merchant on our platform, you have the ability to also have them be in your downline 100% completely free of charge. Now, that's not a little thing. That's a big thing. I cannot overstate this. If you were to describe, and how many of you have ever been involved in a networking company before? Raise your hands. Okay, I got some of you kind of doing this. Yeah, maybe I might have done that thing. Maybe. Well, you know. How many of you done a networking company? Raise your hand high. Okay, a lot of you. How many of you have never done it? Never done it before. Okay, a handful of you. Okay. In this kind of a business, this kind of an industry, the bigger your team is, the more money you make. Okay. So if you can build a big team, if you can get a few who get a few who get a few, and if you got this big growing team, you can make a lot of money. And in fact, I did a meeting last night with a guy named Gary Brady. I was in Peoria, Illinois. We did a meeting in Peoria last night. We did a meeting in Bloomington today. Now, Gary is a guy who's made millions of dollars in our industry. His last company, he was making $70,000 per month. You know, not per year, per month. Every single month, he had 70 grand coming in. He's a former truck driver. Never graduated from college, right? He's an everyday, he's born and raised in Illinois, lives in Normal, Illinois. His wife, they got a farm. I mean, just an everyday kind of a person. But if you can go out there and get a few who get a few who get a few who get a few, and your team begins to grow, you get to override all of that sales activity that happens. And if you grow a big team, you're going to get a big check. It's just simple math. It's all right. It's just simple math, right? And so, Gary's made a ton of money. But somebody will think, man, who do I call? Where do I go? How do I find these go-getters, right? How do I meet a guy like Gary Brady? Well, if you were going to recruit somebody into our kind of a business, right? How many of you like to find somebody who's a leader? You'd like to recruit someone who's a leader? Good idea? Okay. How many of you like to recruit somebody who's a go-getter? Okay. How many of you like to recruit someone that's got some good sales skill? Okay. How many of you like to recruit somebody who's ambitious? Okay. How would you like to recruit somebody who's influential? How many of you like to recruit somebody who's connected, knows a lot of people in town? Okay. How many of you like to recruit somebody who wants to be their own boss? Psychologically unemployable, right? likes multiple streams of income. Who am I describing? Every entrepreneur that already exists in every town across America. And you have the ability to not only put these people on our mobile app for free, you have the ability to put them in our business for free. We don't need a credit card in any way, shape, or form. It's free. F-R-E-E, free. And if you can't sell free, we can't help you, okay? But if you can sell free, right, you can begin to go out and attract the kind of people that you're looking for. You can begin to attract the kind of leaders that you seek. Now, when you look at the leaders that exist in our company, how many of you know who David Hart is, our CM founder? He's never worked for anybody in his life. He's always been self-employed. He had a mobile detailing car wash type business when he was very young. Always been self-employed. And he was out, running his crews and making money, self-employed, when a guy by the name of Mike Oliver said, hey, have you ever heard of the network marketing business? He was already an entrepreneur before he ever heard about our kind of an industry. Are you with me? Mm-hmm. Now, I owned a lawn and landscape business in Champaign, Illinois. I have also never had a job. I've never worked for anybody in my entire life. I started when I was 13 years of age. When I was in high school, I was a rich little kid. Hamburgers for everybody. When I was a senior, I was doing almost as well as my teachers. When I graduated high school, I borrowed $100,000 from the Small Business Administration, and I expanded my lawn and landscape company. It was my accountant who hit me up on this kind of an industry, and I've never looked back, right? And so how about Gary Brady, the guy I was with, right? He mowed lawns when he was younger. He's driving truck, but he's always wanted to be, are we up?
We're up.
All right.
Roll it whenever you want to go forward.
Roll it when I go forward, all right? But he always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And of course, obviously, he went on to make 7 figures. Greg Wafford, some of you know who Greg Wafford is? Made huge money. Always been self-employed his whole life. David Adami was self-employed, did some self-employed type things before he ever heard about our kind of a business. Lydia Abbott has never had a regular job, always been in an entrepreneurial type of a venture, singing, doing those kinds of things, right? I could go on and on and on. Everybody who's ever earned a car with our company, with the exception of one, was an entrepreneur before they ever heard about this kind of a direct sales business. And you guys have the ability to go out and put these people in our company for free. The same thing other people have to pay $49 a month to do. I got to pay $49 a month like everybody else. You can put them in the business for free. Is you with me? I've met countless people in my years of doing networking that, man, I would love to do the business. Man, I want to be somebody so bad. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I've heard about these kind of things working. I just don't know who to call. I just don't know the right people. I don't know where to go. This is a place you can go. This is something that you can do. That even if you know nobody, even if you're a part of the NFL, no friends left, right? Maybe you're double qualified, no funds left, okay? Right? I got no friends or funds, right? I'm double qualified. I'm the MVP. There's a thing you can do now to go out and build the business, and that's pretty cool. And I can't underscore that enough. That as you guys go out there and begin to embrace it, and understand, if you go to the Small Business Administration, out of every 100 businesses that get started, do you know how many are around 10 years later? Like 2 or 3. You know how many are around even 3 years later? Like 20. So most small businesses are not going to last. Most small businesses are inevitably going to go out of business. So when you go out and meet these entrepreneurs, many of them, if you put on 10 merchants on our mobile app, understand these are 10 people who probably desperately need some customers, right? They're just struggling to stay in business. They're struggling to pay the bills like everybody else. They want to be their own boss. They're psychologically unemployable, but they're struggling to pay the bills, right? They're struggling just to make it. And a lot of them aren't going to make it. But guess what? When you introduce them to our mobile app for free, you're going in to talk about something they want to talk about. How would you like some free customers? Man, come on in, right? I've been looking for you all year, right? They are going to be excited about this conversation. But in the meantime, you're going to show them this other little thing that they can do where they can make a heck of a lot of money. And some of them are ultimately are going to say, you know what, I don't want to do this thing over here anymore. I'd rather come do that thing and pay to save with you guys. Because I can see the ability to build this huge business that goes around the globe. We just opened up Europe, guys. We just opened up the United Kingdom. We just opened up Australia, New Zealand. We just opened up all of the U.S. territories, including Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Now, you might be thinking, we're in Noblesville, Indiana. What do I know in Europe? I got a buddy, Mark Robinson. He's out of Tampa, Florida, and he built a business of 32,000 people. He didn't know a single person overseas. And of his 32,000 people, 17,000 of them ended up in Europe. It's not because he knew them, it's because he knew someone who told someone in Europe who built a big team, right? That's just how these kind of things work. It's not who you know, it's who they know. And eventually, a lot of you in this room will end up with teams all over the world. You won't even know these people. Don't get me wrong. You'll love every single one of them, right? But I once heard a speaker say that, network marketing is the answer to world peace. Network marketing is the answer to world peace, right? I'm like, how do you figure? He goes, think of it this way. If you had 10,000 people in your downline in China, you wouldn't want to blow them up. Well, you can't blow them guys up. Whoa, let's talk about this, right? So anyway, obviously, there's an advantage when you have commerce globally, right? The countries tend to get along when it's in their own self-interest to get along. Even if we don't like each other, we'll kind of tolerate each other, right? Because we're all making money off each other. So anyway, some of you guys will end up with a business that goes around the world. And even while you're sleeping here, they're awake over there because they're on a different time zone. And you'll wake up and say, wow, I wonder how much money I made while I was sleeping. And that's a pretty cool thing, right? And so you start to develop the stream of income coming in month after month. And I can tell you guys, it is a lifestyle unlike anything you've ever had before. Yeah, boy, please shut your phones off, right? In our industry, people talk about the big money you can make. And there is big money. I talk about my buddy Gary Brady, right? Made millions in the industry. There is big money in this industry, but it's not just about the big money. It's about the lifestyle. It's about being able to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, because you want. It's about freedom. Most of you in this room, if you could simply be in paid to save and make the exact same amount of money that you're making this very moment, but not have to wake up in the morning. You don't have an alarm clock. Every time someone's asked me what time I get up, I say when I'm done sleeping. That's when I get up. When I'm done sleeping, right? I have no place to be. If you could do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, because you want, this entire trip, the entire reason I'm out here is my daughter plays college softball. She plays for Bradley, the shirt I'm wearing. She had a game on Sunday, right? So I hopped on a plane on Saturday, flew out, watched her play on Sunday. Well, we happen to have team in Peoria, Illinois. So I did a meeting. On the way here, we happen to have team in Bloomington, Illinois. So I did a meeting. I almost stopped in Champaign, my hometown, to meet with the guy, but he wasn't there. So then obviously we're here tonight. My dad lives in Louisville, so is my brother. So I'll go down and see them. We're going to go down to the Float House and hang out. And then Todd Sasser happens to be in Lexington, so we'll do a meeting. She plays a game up in Chicago. We happen to have some team over there, so we'll do a meeting, right? And the whole reason I'm out here is to play softball, watch softball. But that means my entire trip is what? Tax deductible. Every bottle of water I buy, every meal, dry cleaning, gasoline, rental car, every bit of it is a write-off, 100% write-off. And if you haven't looked at the difference between paying taxes before and after expenses, get together with your accountants. It is not a small amount of money. It is not a small amount of money. And so that is another advantage of our kind of business. So now we have our PowerPoint up. Can you guys see this? You want the lights off? Yeah, let's do lights off. By the way, not only does this look better, so do I. Everybody always says we want to introduce the voice of Paid to Save. And I always remind everybody, no one's ever once called me the face of Paid to Save. Never once. Here's the face of Paid to Save, right? Here, that's the voice. That's not the face. Lydia, now there's the face, right? My mom always told me I had a face for radio. And some of you will catch that on the way home. All right. Here we go. So for those of you who have not seen our home office, I think I ever did it. There we go. This is our home office in Temecula, California. So we got a beautiful offices there. We're a debt-free company, a lot of cash in the bank. Our CEO and founder has lived here his whole life in Temecula. In fact, David Hart was raised in Temecula, Marietta. And back when he was a kid, they didn't even have a high school. He had to go into the town next to us to go to school, right? He went to Lake Elsinore. Today, we have 6 high schools there and 250,000 people. So we've had just a little bit of growth in his lifespan. And so the town's boomed. There we go. Nope, going the wrong way. You got to be smarter than the mouse. Here we go. So this goes back to the question. If you had all the time and all the money in the world, what would you do? Of course, most people say I would travel. And we basically, as a company, we show people 4 very quick steps to a better life. Number 1 is save money where you're already shopping. We got a gentleman that I work with. His name is Bill Toth. He's out of upstate New York. And Bill and his wife, Susan, have kept copious notes since they've been with our company. and just using our mobile app, just the app all by itself, at just the big box retailers, they have saved over $6,000 in their first 6 months with our company. Now, how many people out there would like to save an extra $6,000, especially come Christmas, right? So that's just on the mobile app all by itself. So number one, save money where you're already spending. And of course, most people, once they save that money, they got better things to do with the money than, they'd rather do the things they'd rather do, right? I'm going to redirect that money to do the things I really want to do in life. Step number two, save money when you eat out. When you join our company, we're going to give you $200 the day you join. We're going to give you $200 in food. So you're going to be able to eat out at different restaurants. We have 75,000 of them around the country. You're going to be able to eat out for a fraction of the normal price. And we're going to give you $100 each and every single month. Step number three, we're going to show you how to buy travel at true wholesale prices. As I mentioned a moment ago, my buddy Greg bought the hotel room instead of $85, got it for $35. And then step number four, you can share our company with your friends, and you can actually earn cash money for doing that. And that's not a little bit of cash. Here we go. Save money where you're already shopping. Save money at Walmart, PetSmart, Kmart, Kohl's, Payless Shoes, Babies R Us, Nordstrom's, these kinds of places. There's over 9,000 big box retailers. Our mobile app, you can share the app. And as you go out there and share the mobile app, you can earn money on the big box retailers even today. Okay? Now, when you share the mobile app today on big box retail, it's pennies. But over time, we'll get more and more money for the big box retailers. As we get bigger as a company, the big box retailers will pay us more and more money for all of the coupons that are being used. So today it's pennies, but that's not why we're doing this. We're doing this because there's a much bigger play that's happening. There's it's like in the early days of the internet, there wasn't a lot of money. Amazon lost a lot of money for a lot of years before they became relevant, right? You got to be able to kind of see down the road. Back when Amazon first got started, everybody made fun of them. Oh, they're selling books. They're not even making money. What a joke. I mean, it's a bubble company. They're not making any money. They lose money every year. Of course, now, how many of you like to own a little piece of Amazon, right? Yeah. Because Jeff Bezos could see, hey, this internet thing, this is where it's going. This is where it's going. How many of you think that this is where it's going? Amen. This is where it's going. But you have to, absolutely. But you have to get there, plant a flag, and spend a few years to build that. And if you build it, big things can happen. So you can share our mobile app, you can earn money, and that money will be even bigger in the future. Okay? But anything that happens, you're going to get a piece of the action for sharing the mobile app. Even those customers that download our mobile app, we have incentivized sharing, they can share the mobile app. We have cashback shopping on the app. We have a scanner on the app where you can scan the barcode. If you're out shopping, it'll check prices, let you know if you're getting a good deal on the app. See if we can get the thing to switch again. Here's the dining, as I mentioned a moment ago, over 75,000 restaurants. Let's talk about dream shares. I actually got to meet a couple of guys at the conference that just went on a dream share. In fact, I met a guy last night. He just got back from his dream share. He went down to Orlando, Florida. He said the place normally goes for $1,900 a week. That's what it normally costs. He stayed there for $515 for 7 nights, 8 days. 2 bedrooms, full living room, full kitchen, hot tub, swimming pools. It's a resort. And he stayed there for 1/4 the price. And I actually made the joke to him. I said, man, you got one of them network marketing scams, didn't you? Man, they just keep shoveling this travel down my throat, man. They keep making me go to these resorts. Now I'm sick of it. I've had it, right? We had a lot of fun last night. He's like, man, he goes, that was awesome. He goes, I took my wife, man, she's all excited. When are we going again? And so we can do this again at 4,000 resorts, 85 countries, all over the world. I'll give you guys some specific examples. Obviously, there's the place he did last night. Here's the Wyndham Valley High Resort in Hawaii. You can kind of tell from the kitchen right here alone that this is not your average hotel room, right? I mean, this is a resort, right? A couple of bedrooms, full living room, kitchens, jacuzzi tubs. This place, this is a screenshot from Expedia. It normally goes for $2,215. You can book it with us for $499. All right, so just an example. Here's the travel dollars we talked about earlier. This is Pay to Save versus Orbitz. And you can see that the normal price is $626, but you get to apply the travel dollars. You can take $240 off, which means you could stay there for $386. So how many people out there would rather pay $386 versus $626? Now, I want you guys to picture a day where you're handing out these travel dollars like candy. The same way Michelle handed out the little, the Smarty candies today as you guys were coming in. Here you go, here you go, here you go. Like Halloween. Here you go, here you go, here you go. Here you go, here you go, here you go. I want you guys to picture a day in the future where you're handing out travel dollars that same way. Everybody you bump into, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. It's on me. Don't worry about it. Here you go, right? And when they do stuff, it makes you money. All right? It's coming. Here's Pay to Save versus Hotels.com. Normal price is $476.97. You got to apply $248 in travel dollars. You only pay $222. Every one of us at the hotel is paying $470. You're paying $222. How many of you would rather pay $222? How many of you think there might be a little opportunity going out there and showing the rest of America how to pay $222 versus $470, right? I mean, guys, this is big time stuff. You see the commercials. I mean, Expedia, Travelocity, Hotels.com. Those commercials aren't cheap. They're making big time money running those commercials, right? I mean, people like to travel. I mean, they're not running those commercials because nobody does it, right? Travel happens to be the single largest industry in the world. It is $8 trillion. $8 trillion. That's huge. And so we have the ability to go out and show people how to travel for pennies on the dollar. That's a big deal. We have a low price guarantee. If you happen to book anything on our website and you find it for less within 24 hours on a public site, we will not only match the price, we will refund you 110% of the difference. Why? Because it can't happen. So anyway, but it's there. You have a low price guarantee by booking travel with us, which means people can book with confidence. There are 3 ways to get started in our company. Number 1, you can come in for $399. 82% of the people who ever join our company either start here or upgrade to here because there's a massive, massive incentive. It's not only there's a great package here with the 2 dream shares, the $1,000 in travel dollars, but it's going to fast track you to brand manager. We're going to kind of cover that in a minute. It means you're going to make a lot more money a lot faster. Now, some people get started for $199. Maybe, finances are tight. I don't have $399. Hey, look, if you don't have the money, don't worry about it. Just get started, right? You can get started for $199. You can even get started for $59. Now, for $59, we're going to give you $250 in travel dollars, and we're going to give you $200 in food. We're giving you $450 in real value. This is $200 you can actually spend in real restaurants. 75,000 across the country. The $250 in travel dollars, just like my buddy Greg, he got the room instead of $85, he got it for $35. He spent $50 of his $250 in travel dollars to buy that room, and he still has $200 left in his account. So for $59, somebody can stick their toe in the water and say, hey, is this real? Does it really work? Is it for me? Some of you might be from Missouri, the show me state, right? Whatever it is, right? Just kind of stick your toe in the water. But I think that once you actually experience it, once you see it, then all of a sudden you become a believer. Because the great thing about this travel stuff, and again, I know that some of you haven't done networking in the room, but a lot of you have. Understand that in most companies, we'd be up here selling some kind of a vitamin, some kind of a pill, potion, lotion, right? I'd be telling you some story about how it was harvested from the mountains of Tibetan, and it was, hidden away, and the scrolls were found by the monks. And our company got exclusive rights to make this stuff, and it's got the ancient Chinese woo-woo, and it'll make you taller and younger and more muscular, and it'll fix this, it'll fix that, right? What's that? What happened? Nice. It'll do all these wonderful things, right? And then you got to kind of wonder, is that true? And so maybe I give you the stuff tonight, right? And I call you tomorrow. I mean, what are the odds you drank the stuff and felt some magical? You're drinking it. Hey, working for it. I'm not feeling nothing yet, right? So just keep drinking it, right? Or maybe you got to go on the weight loss, and then maybe 60, 90 days later, have you lost some weight? With what we're doing, this is not if, not maybe. We're not selling I hope. We're not selling I think. We're not selling, well, maybe, it might. Not if, not maybe. Get in front of a computer right now. I can show you that we can book travel for less. The single largest industry in the world. Now here's the funny thing. All those other companies say, if you go sell a bunch of my vitamins, we'll send you on vacation. So they're all trying to get to the product we're now selling, right? Go sell the vitamins so you can go on vacation. Hey, I got a better idea. Just sell the vacation, right? We're going to shortcut it, right? And so we can go out there and show people it's demonstrable. That's the real thing I'm talking about. You can demonstrate, not if, not maybe. We can save you money. We can do what we're talking about. We can help you save money. And that's something that most people want to do. Now, so again, whether you join for $59 or $399, but as I mentioned a moment ago, there's a pretty big incentive to go for the $399 because it's going to fast track you to in the compensation plan. I keep going the wrong way here. Come on. Again, you don't have to be too bright to do this business, right? All right, here we go. So monthly services. The monthly service is $49 a month. The greatest thing about our company is we have what's called G4. If you simply go out and get 4, you pay no more. How many of you have already done G4? Put your hands up. That's a lot of you in the room. Give yourselves a hand. By the way, keep your hands up. Congratulations. So our goal for, yeah, Jeff. Oh. So our goal for every one of you is to go out there and get 4, and so that you pay no more. This is not about spending money. This is about making money. And that is our number one goal if you come on board. How fast can we get your 4? We'd rather you get your 4 before you ever pay your first $49 a month. And we have tons of people in the company who've done it. I think, Mary, you did that, didn't you? Yeah. You came on board and 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, that's it, folks. Right? And then now you got everything free. Plus you got some of those bonuses, too. You got a couple of them bonuses. We'll talk about that in a moment, right? So you can choose which package you want to come on board with. Some people choose our medical club, where you get the teledoc, the vision plan, the dental plan, you get all those other kind of things. Some people choose the identity theft plan. So all of the services in all 3 plans are exactly the same, except for the item below the line. The question is, do you want the medical discounts? Do you want the identity theft? Or are you somebody that you're really into the travel and you want $1,000 in travel dollars every 4 months? It's your choice. Simply pick the package that you want. It's $49 a month. Go get 4, and at that point, you pay $0.00 every single month. Now, we also have a 21-day fast start. In fact, Mary, this is the thing you crushed, right? So you come on board, and you want to go out there and bring on 3 people. So you bring on Manny, Mo, and Jack. You make 30 for Manny, 30 for Mo, 30 for Jack. You've made $90. When you bring on your 4th person, this is when the magic happens. On your 4th person, you're going to make $120. Let's say that's me. So I'm right here. I'm your 4th person. You make $120 on me. Because you got 4 people, you're going to pick up a bonus of $250. At this point, you just made $460. So you came on board. You brought on 4 people in 21 days. You not only got all of your money back. I made $460. I got all my money back. And I'm getting all of the services from the company completely for free. I've got 0 overhead. I got a mobile app business. I got a downline that's growing. And what is my monthly overhead? $0.00. That's it. I sat with a guy last night. He owns, is it Culver's? The restaurant? Yeah. There you go. He owns one of those. He owns the one in Bloomington, actually in Morton. He has it in Morton. Cost him $2.5 million just to get the door open. And, he's been with us for a short while. He'd rather be doing this right now than what he's doing. He'd rather be doing this. I mean, so, $2.5 million to open the doors. Guys, get 4. You pay $0.00. You can make more money doing this than he can make doing that. And it costs $59 to get started, not $2.5, right? So it's a great business. It's a great opportunity. So let's go back to the compensation plan. So this is you, and you're going to bring me on board. I'm your 4th person, okay? So you just made $120 on me. Now I'm going to assume for one moment that you're done. You're not recruiting anybody else at this moment. And I'm going to begin to go out and build a team. In fact, I think it's always more exciting when we use real people here. Who's new here tonight? Okay, right here. This gentleman right there. Come on down here real quick. What's your name?
Ben.
Pat, come on down, Pat. Ben. Everybody give Ben a hand. So Ben, you came on board for $3.99, okay? You went out and sponsored 3 people. You got Manny, Mo, and Jack. You made 30 on Manny, 30 on Mo, 30 on Jack. You made $90, right? Okay. I'm your 4th person. You're going to bring me on board. When you brought me on board, you just made another $120. Yep. Okay? So you just made $210, plus you tapped into a bonus, right? Mm-hmm. So you made $460. Yep. You got 4. You pay no more. Everything's completely free. Yep. How do you like me so far?
I like you a lot.
Okay. So you brought me on board. So you made $120. Yep. Okay? Now, you're done recruiting, all right? You're not doing anything. I'm going to begin to go out there and build a business, all right? So I'm going to come over here and recruit. What's your name?
Don.
Don, stand up. Everybody give Don a hand. I'm going to bring Don on board. Now, when I bring Don on board, you just made $90. Now, do you know Don?
Nope.
But you like Don.
I do.
You're liking Don a lot, aren't you? Okay. All right.
Please.
All right, Don, do me a favor. Recruit somebody.
Him.
Yeah. All right.
He's worthless, but
Well, he's not worthless because you just made another $90. Now, you don't know him, do you? But you like him, don't you?
Yeah.
All right, so you made 120 on me, 90 on him, 90 on him. You're okay? You're not getting bored? Okay. All right, go ahead and recruit somebody. See, he went for the ladies. The smart guys go for the ladies, right? Okay. And your name is?
Andrea.
Andrea. How are you, Andrea? Now, do you know Andrea? But you're loving Andrea, aren't you? I mean, not just for those, get your mind out of the good, not for those reasons, but you just made another $90, right? Okay, Andrea, do me a favor, recruit somebody. Anybody. All right. Hi, your name is?
Lori.
Hi, everybody say hi, Lori. Hi, Lori. All right. Do you know Lori? But you just made another $90. You okay with that, right? Okay, Lori, do me a favor, recruit somebody. See, the women are smart. They know to go for the other women. All right, and your name is?
Bria.
Bria.
Yeah.
Everybody say hi, Bria. Hi, Bria. You don't know Bria, do you? But you're loving Bria. You just made another $90. You're okay with that, right? You're not bored yet? Nope. Okay, all right. Bria, do me a favor, recruit somebody.
Patrick.
Patrick? All right. You can't love Bria too much because Patrick's here. All right. Now, you don't know Patrick, right? Nope. But you just made another $90, all right? Now, I was your fourth person, all right? Now, do me a favor. Go recruit a fifth person.
I learned my lesson.
All right. So, smart guy. See? He catches on. This one's coachable, all right? He's coachable. Okay, so you just made another 120. So remember, I'm over here. We got this whole line of people growing, right? And they're getting people, and you're making 90, 90, 90. You like that so much, you thought, I'm going to start me another line where that same thing happened, right? So you just made 120. Do me a favor, go ahead and recruit somebody. There you go. You just made another 90. Do me a favor, recruit somebody. We'll do this in speed fashion, right? You just made another 90. Yeah. You just made another 90. Yeah. Go ahead and recruit someone behind you. You just made another 90. You just made another 90, right? You can bring on as many lines of this as you want, and that will pay you infinitely deep. Are you with me? Yep. I've actually had 2 people on my team earn over $10,000 their very first month in the business. Yep. Now, I want to say that a slightly different way. I've only had 2 people on my team, right? I don't want anyone thinking that that's a normal and typical result. I mean, these were people who put out extraordinary effort. But the fact that the biggest package we have is $399. Most companies want $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 to get started. Our biggest package is $399. And the fact we've had 2 people earn over $10,000 their very first month in the business. This is not maybe someday you'll make some money. If you guys want to go out and get this thing done, 90, 90, 90. In fact, Mary Taylor, you've been cashing these checks left and right, haven't you? I'm trying to. All right, give you guys yourselves a hand. Appreciate you. By the way, when you get to your 10th person, you get a pay raise. On your 10th person, you make 150 on a personal, and you start making 120, 120, 120, 120, infinitely deep. When you get a little bigger in the company, then you start making 150, 150, 150, 150, infinitely deep. When you get a little bigger in the company, you become one of those interplanetary grand poobahs. You start making 180, 180, 180, infinitely deep. So that can keep going up as you keep building your team. All right? It gets more lucrative as you go. Now, here's the residual money. Now, here's the real reason you guys are doing this. It's not just about the huge upfront money, but how about the ongoing money, right? So you brought on your first 3 people, Manny, Mo, and Jack. You're going to get a 10% matching bonus on Manny, 10% on Mo, 10% on Jack. What does that mean? It means that if Manny goes out there and makes 10 grand, you get 10%, you make $1,000. If Mo goes out there and makes 100 grand, you get 10% match, you get 10 grand. If, Jack goes out there and makes a fortune, you get 1/10 of a fortune, right? So, I mean, how many of you like to sponsor me? Just make 10% on me alone. All right? You get a 10% match each and every single one. How many like to sponsor Lydia Abbott, right? Yeah. I'd take Lydia for me, right? So, now, when you bring on your 4th person, right? I was your 4th person. So here I am, your 4th person. I'm going to go out and begin to build this team of people. And so I'm out there getting a few, who are 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 getting a few. You're going to earn $2 per month per person, infinitely deep on the entire team, okay? Now, understand that in historical direct sales, you go back to the traditional multi-level marketing companies of past. They would typically pay 5% per level through 6, 7, 8 levels deep, right? So 5% on $50 is how much? $2.50. So normally you make $2.50 per month per person until we got 7 levels deep, and then they cut you off. You can't get paid on the 8th level. You can't get paid on the 9th. You can't get paid on the 10th. And that's why a lot of companies invented these binary things. Well, the problem is now is you got to balance the legs, right? You got to try to keep the legs even, which is impossible. You can never do it. And they limit you in how much money you can make. I'm showing you guys a compensation plan here, where if I'm the only guy that ever goes to work, Manny, Mo, and Jack are duds. They don't do anything. You sponsor me. I'm your fourth person, and I go to work and build a big team, you can make $2 per month per person infinitely deep. There's no levels, there's no other qualifications, you don't have to balance legs, there's no cutoff, there's no limit on how much money you can make. It's $2 per month per person infinitely deep. Now, that's on your fourth person. As you guys go out there and continue to build your business, and when you guys get to 6 people, you're going to become a brand manager in the company. At this point, you're now going to earn $4 per month per person infinitely deep. So at this point, we're about twice as good as historical direct sales companies because they pay $250. We're now paying you $4 per month per person infinitely deep. You guys go out there and build your business a little further. You become brand directors in the company. At this point, you're now going to earn $6 per month per person infinitely deep. If you simply put 1,000 people in a brand director code, when you get to this point, you're a brand director. If you put 1,000 people in a brand director code, and 1,000 people for this kind of an industry is a small number. It's not a big team. If you put 1,000 people, you are a 6-figure earner in our company. 6 figures for 1,000 people. Yes, absolutely.
Income went up how much? 400% when you guys switched over.
Nice. Dinner's on you. Jeff, how much did your income go up? 3.9. You went up 3.9. So when we moved over to this plan, these guys' income went up by 3.9 or 4%, 4 times as much. So, I mean, again, this is an unbelievable thing I'm showing you guys here. What we're showing you here has never been done in networking. Now, when you become a national sales director, which I happen to be, you make $8 per month per person infinitely deep. A team of 1,000 people in that code will make you 200 grand. Ballpark, give or take, a little bit of money. So at that point, pretty significant. This goes all the way up to $12, guys. You can make as much as $12 per month per person infinitely deep on a $50 per month auto ship, on a product that's demonstrable, on a product that's not if, not maybe we can save you money, on a product that is something everybody wants to do. If you had all the time, all the money in the world, what would you do? Travel. That's what you guys have. You also have the mobile app. You're tapping into that mobile revolution. It's out there happening. Every day, you guys see it, people staring at their phones. Mobile's where it's at. You have the ability to put every merchant you ever bump into, you have the ability to put them on our mobile app. 100% completely free of charge. You have the ability to put that owner in the business 100% completely free of charge. The only thing that can hold you guys back is you. It's all about, do you have that hunger? Do you have that desire? Have you ever wanted to I just want to, be able to pay the bills off or be able to, travel the world. I want to be able to fire my boss. I mean, how many of you have that dream left, that you have something that you want to accomplish? For me, it's real simple. I've always been someone I want to be able to do what I want, when I want, with whom I want, because I want. That's what I want. I want the ability to do what I want without ever having to think about, can I afford it? Well, you never want that to be part of the issue. You want to go here? Why not? In fact, I'll never forget, I went to Vegas one time with a guy named John McClellan. And it was kind of a last-second deal. My buddy Ryan, me and John, we all said go to Vegas. And we were trying to catch a last-second flight, so much so that John runs out of his house, hops in the car, drives down the hill, meets us at a convenience store, parks his car, hops in our car. We're driving to the airport. He then calls his wife. And he says, by the way, honey, I'm going to Vegas. It was like, what are you talking about? You're in the house, right? He's like, no, we're going to Vegas. She goes, why are you going to Vegas? He goes, because it's there. Best answer I've ever heard in my life, right? Because it's there. To just be able to do what you want, when you want. And that's who we are as a company. We're doing stuff that's never been done. The great thing about our company is you're not going to have anyone out there and say, well, you guys are just like so-and-so. If you've ever done networking before, any company that you're in, there's 20 other companies just like you. And you're trying to defend against, well, look, they don't have the micronutrients that we have in the same proportion with the same efficacy. I mean, you got some people in the back of the room understand what I'm talking about, right? I mean, you're getting down to these little nuances, right? There's nobody like us. Nobody doing what we're doing. And we're in a class all on our own. When you look at Groupon, they set a record, fastest to $1 billion in history. They had a great idea. They went out to the merchant and they said, look, I don't want any money from you. I just want a chance to go sell your stuff. And they boomed. Here's the problem. They charged too much money. They dictated the deal. At Groupon, if you were a merchant, let's say you normally do massages for $100. Groupon says you must give a 50% discount. So I got to do a $100 massage for $50? Yeah. Oh, by the way, of the $50 that Groupon collects, they're going to take half of that. So I got to do a $100 massage for $25? Yeah. And oh, by the way, you're not getting paid for 60 days. How do you like me so far? That built a multi-billion-dollar company. But they've been declining. Why? Because they're too expensive. It's not sustainable. Merchants can't do it. How many of you think might like our program? Completely free. Completely free. So we're going out there and doing stuff that's just never been done. It's good for merchants. It's good for the local economy. I mean, have you ever wanted to make a difference in the world? Put a small dent in the universe? That's what we're doing. And you guys have unbelievable leadership here. I mean, from Kurt to Jeff to this guy back over here, Marcus Dunlop, man, my man Marcus. I've never seen a better speaker in my life. Marcus, just stand up real quick. Just wave. I mean, this guy here is absolutely phenomenal. And I could never say enough about the young lady who helped spearhead this whole thing. I met her a year and a half ago. I actually flew out to watch my daughter play softball. It's a recurring theme with me, right? You're going to hear that a lot, right? She happened to be playing in Indiana State. We're over at Terre Haute. And this young lady just got started in the business. And I said, hey, Lydia, I'm going to be in Indiana. I know you're new. I'll drive over to a meeting for you, right? And I thought I was going to walk in, 6 people, right? I walked in a room of 30 people. I couldn't believe it. And so we do the meeting. She said, hey, can you come back again the next day? Yeah, why not? And we actually did that meeting on Good Friday. It was Good Friday that we did the meeting. She had on a Friday night, not just any Friday night, Good Friday, she put 30 people in the room. The following day, no advance warning, she put a different 30 people in the room. Some people succeed not because they're destined to, but because they're determined to. And that's the kind of leader you have here. So I'm going to bring her back up and give it up for Miss Lydia Abbott. You want this?
Yeah, I'll take it, sir. And close it out. Thank you.
Give her a hand.
Thank you, guys. I'm just going to hold it up here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. This will be recorded and up. Obviously, it's recorded because you'll probably be watching it not today. But my number will still be on the screen as you're watching it, so feel free to text or call me with any questions or comments. Good comments, of course. Just kidding. That you have. So thank you guys for joining us, and over and out. Oh, yes. So next week, for those of you joining us, we're going to put up on the screen, we are going to have the same event. Does anyone want to come back and bring people? Okay, wonderful. So we are very, very blessed, and thank you, Jim, for reminding me. Those of you that are also tuning in with us, if you want to send people our way or come yourself, get out of your comfy chairs and come and bring some people, we're going to be meeting next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Todd Strand is going to be back with us before he heads back to California. So if you want to take advantage of his wisdom, please come. And even if you can't bring people, just come, because there's been people that have been coming for a year and a half, just soaking it in, because there's so much information. That's the only bad thing about Pay to Save is it's so amazing, and there's so much amazing things that you got to get overwhelmed. So the more you come, the more it'll sink in. So please come next Tuesday, 7 p.m., and the address will be on the screen here. It's going to be in Carmel, Indiana. It will not be on the screen. So the address, if you guys would like to write it down, is the American Legion, Post 155, is that what I say? 852 West Main Street, Carmel, Indiana. And I just want to say thank you so much to Ron for making this possible. This is our amazing friend Ron back here. I really wanted to be able to announce a place today, and I was frantic, and he said, hey, well, why don't we have it at my place, because it's so big and nice. So we're going to have a lot more room as well. So bring as many people as you can. Thank you so much, you guys, for opening that up for us. So again, the address is 852 West Main Street, Carmel, Indiana. And I'm going to sign out. Thank you guys for joining us online.